Hello, I'm the official narrator, and here's how we're going to start things off. Generally, majority of the time, Pokemon.net is going to be going through a bunch of it, and I am going to look through all the things, and I'm going to try and chop it up and make it as entertaining as possible. Thickums, this is just garbage. Like, this is absolutely stupid. And this is more the reason why I wanted to do this kind of stuff, is because I see stuff like this all the time, and it's irritating to have to scroll through all this and be like, God, why is the internet so stupid? Brute Root, this one's common as crap, but it's sadly one of the better ones out there, and it's meant to be a reference to the film, so it's kind of weird to think some idiot 4-kid animator from back in the 90s had a better nickname idea than the entire collective internet 20 years later. Oleander, this one kind of makes me think of the band, and as a result I want to like it, but it's just not there enough. Like, that's like a solid 5 out of 10, where it's like, that's something. Brute Root, I'd give like a 6 out of 10. The Poison Ivy, that's cliched as hell, and like, it technically works. You could use that. Green Giant, that could also work, but I don't think it's good. Venusaur, this is the kind of shit I hate the most. It's stuff like this. It's just, I want a good place with good nicknames, and this does not help. Roto-Rooter, that's like a company that, like, I think is for plumbing. Tropicana, you could do that. I don't think it's that good, honestly. I think it would work better for something like Tropius. Even then, that also just feels like a generic bad thing in general. Bulbapedia, I mean, that works. I feel like it's also just kind of a cop-out generic one that you could do if you wanted to. Like, it exists, but I don't exactly think it's that good. Bulbafett, like, that's something I could see somebody liking, but I personally don't care for it. So Bulba, I think that's another really corny one, but I suppose if you're that kind of person out there, you might appreciate this one. Backpack, I suppose this kind of works, but I still don't. I would never use it. Caesar salad, yeah, that could work. I personally would never use it. I don't know how identifiable that is. I feel like, I guess people would probably clue into that pretty well. Blossom, that one kind of works as well. Big Salad, I don't mind food jokes, honestly. I think sometimes they work pretty well, and a salad, or parsley or basil or something like that, those are all just generic ones you could apply to any single grass type, period, and it will work. Groot, there's another one you could apply to literally, I think it'd be better if you probably applied it to the tree Pokemon. That one would probably work, but I guess if you wanted to do that, you could throw Groot onto just about any grass type out there. Tropicannon, that's at least a little bit more clever than Tropicana. I also hate any and all version of Big Mama. I don't care what fucking Pokemon it is, it's always going to be a bad name 100% of the time. Tree Rex, this one's actually kind of clever, and it works because, you know, Venusaur, but the idea is Venusaur is actually supposed to be a frog, not a dinosaur. So if you throw that logic aside, then it's a decent name, but otherwise I don't know, it's there if you want that. I wouldn't use it, but it's there. Gaia, that's another one that could work for just about anything. Pangea, that's actually one I have nicknamed for a different Pokemon that I think works. Well, I'm not going to say it works better, but it's what I came up with on my own. But I mean, I have no argument against Pangea, because that's actually a nickname I use. Evergreen, that could be applied to just anything you want. It's just one of those basic ones. Actually, yeah, no, I remember this. Solar Scream. That one, that's not, I don't know, there's something weird about that. Like, I feel like it's cheesy and dumb, but at the same time, it's like, it doesn't sound too bad. And I think it's because it reminds me of Starscream from Transformers, I guess. So as a result, I kind of have a can tolerate it vibe to it. Like, it's different enough to where it's like, yeah, that's something, but I don't know if it's something I would ever actually use. Leaf Erikson, don't really care about that, but I guess that's there if you want it. Lettuce, there's another example of something just generic that you could apply to any and all grass types, period. Same goes with Cabbage. Cabbage also works. And then there's this guy who shows up all the time and has the worst suggestions for just about anything I've ever seen, and I'm convinced he might be 5 years old. Amazon, like, that's one you could apply to just about anything. That's okay. I like this right here. because it acknowledges everything else here. That isn't Brute Root. Maybe think of something a little bit more original, guys. Topsoil, that's sadly more creative than some of the other ones out there. It's still pretty generic, but like it's there if you want to do that. And then sometimes we'll end up on this little site right here, which you can go ahead and type in your own suggestions and then vote, which that's not even a nickname. Why'd you even put that there? And that's bad. That's bad. I don't really have an opinion, but there's Tree Rex. I don't know if I put that there or not. I don't remember, but it got a bunch of things. So, we'll go ahead and, yeah, I try and put stuff on there that it's like, it's worth enough to maybe have somebody else stumble across it in their own time. Maybe. It's at least something. But there you go. We've reached the bottom page. That's everything clicked on and looked through, and we've judged everything adequately. And I don't actually have a personal choice for Venusaur. When I was younger, what we did was we would name things kind of Pokemon Stadium style, so the nickname me and my brother used growing up was like Spyrosaur, as like a way of throwing Spyro into a Pokemon's name. So if you did like Blastoise, it'd be like Spyrotoise or something like that. That's not a good one at all. The best ones out of here was Brute Root, Bulbapedia, Oleander, and Tree Rex. I don't have a personal choice, but there you go. If you got your own suggestions or recommendations or better ideas, I'm willing to listen. I don't have a problem with that. I also think it would be pretty cool if the comment section was filled with good, clever nicknames as well. In other words, that's basically how these videos are going to turn out. See you guys later.